Welcome and good evening. I'm Dave Cormier, host, and this is The Truth is Simple. Today is Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023, and this is episode 4. I only can believe this is episode 4, but it's hard to believe we're already in October. This year has just flown by. Before we really get going tonight, I wanted to stop and do a little remembrance of the Route 91 Harvest Festival that occurred here on October 1st, 2017. If you remember, there was a mass shooting on that day at that festival. The shooter was up in the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino. I think it was the 32nd floor, if I'm not mistaken. Started shooting people that were watching the concert. 58 people were killed, I believe. That number is correct. It might be off, but I think that's true. And then 800, or roughly in that number, were injured, either from the shooter himself or from trying to evade and get away. So I just wanted to take a time for all of you that weren't aware to remember that event. It's hard for us as time goes by to start putting these things in the past because that's where they are, right in the past. It doesn't really have any content to us today unless it personally affects us in some way. But wanted to just do a little remembrance for the family and the relatives of those who had lost their lives and those who are still trying to recover from that event. Psychologically wise, I'm sure it still has some connotation in their life as far as how and what they see in life. So anyway, with that said, I wanted to move on to our actual topic of the night, and said I was not going to talk about politics, but this is really kind of personally hitting me in the face now. So I don't see it as politics. I see it as what does I see it? I see it as real. It's human. It's something that's happening to me, and I'm sure it's happening to a lot of people out there as well. I don't mean to be political on this, but I'm just trying to give my point of view because it's affecting me. And that's social justice as in terms of finding a job. I know that there's a lot of employers that have adjusted their manuals and their policies and procedures and their vision statements and just about anything to make themselves seem more inclusive. In fact, what they're actually doing is creating another form of affirmative action, which has existed in the United States since the late 70s, I think. I was part of the affirmative action group back in the 1980s. I remember I graduated in 81 from high school. In 1984, I joined the Marshal's Department as a cadet and worked myself up to court service officer and then to deputy pretty rapidly, actually. They waived the promotion time that you could apply from cadet to court service officer. Was 1 year. I did it in 6 months. And the same with court service officer. There, I did it within the same time period. I think it might have been 18 months, but it may not have been. Probably was 6 months or a year for that as well. So I was promoted and was sent to the academy. I was out of the 35 or 40 court service officers the county had that time. I was at the bottom of the total pool. I was number 35 or 6 or 38. They waived the time you needed to be on to promote. So I went, why not, right? I went and interviewed, and they chose me to go to the Sheriff's Academy out of the other 10 people that were court service officers that went up for the promotion. I'm sure that stirred a lot of emotions there for them, this young kid coming in and getting promoted above me in such a quick time span. That academy ran for 6 months. It started out with 96, something like that, students in the academy. They graduated, I think, 65 or 63. And I was the honor graduate. The lieutenant who had sent me, she was very excited to have been the one who said she chose it. I chose him to send him to the academy. So, which later came back to bite me in the butt. That same lieutenant who became a captain later backstabbed me in the back. But I'm not going to talk about her. We're going to talk about a sergeant when I became deputy that I don't know why he said anything to me. It's like we were just walking somewhere and in the office there, and he made a comment to me, and I like, what are you talking about? But he told me, Dave, you know what? You're not going to ever get promoted. And I didn't I probably just looked at him and said, why? And he says, because of affirmative action. You're not the right colored skin to get promoted to sergeant. I took that and said, with a grain of salt at that time. He said, well, that's, in my mind, that's not fair. Why am I not ever going to get promoted because of the color of my skin? What happened to just being really good at your job and doing the right things and that type of stuff? So there you go, right there. I think that was 1986. My first contact with affirmative action and social justice. Because of my white skin, I would not be able to get promoted to sergeant. So there you go. This is nothing new, right? This has been around for years and years and years. But today, because it's so widespread everywhere, and because of all the national organizations that are out there, the LGBTQ communities, the African American communities, the Asian communities, all these different communities, and I'm not talking about the people themselves. I'm talking about these far, far left-wing, radicalized persons and organizations that are pushing the agenda in this country right now, and probably will be for the next 5 to 10 years till it abruptly stops and gets turned back the other way. This is where we are. I don't want to see social justice. Social justice is a communist term. Anything that has social in front is communist. And if you don't know what a communist is, communists are people that want to take your freedoms, your rights, your choice away and make it their choice. So if you're part of the social justice steamrolling ball that's heading down the road of destruction, shame on you. You need to jump off that social justice reform, and you need to get back onto real life. I'm not for social justice. I'm for equal justice across the board. I've owned businesses. I've hired people. It didn't matter what race or nationality or their skin color or what they are. I could care less. If you're able to do the job and you're the best person for the job, then you're hired. I'm going to bring you on. Why? Because I'm in a business to make money, not to lose money based upon hiring somebody that's going to do an adequate or below adequate job. It's just stupid business to do that. And if you are one of the few that stand out, then I'm going to bring you up to the top as fast as I can, because you're going to help me grow and get better and make more money. And why shouldn't I share that with you? If you're the other guy that's on the bottom, barely just getting by, showing up to work late, not doing the job, why would I want to hire you? Why would I want to pay you? Why should you be in my business? Now I'm just giving out welfare to somebody that's not doing anything. So that's my background on this. And I have a video production business in town, and it's a one-man shop. It's just me. You'll see it at the end, Video Vegas production, at the end of this video. I'm kind of busy right now in the spring and summertime. So from about March through middle of June, July, I'm kind of busy every week. But right now, this is my slow time of year, so I'm always looking for freelance jobs and so forth to pick up on the side, doing video or photography or whatever it might be, just to bring in some extra money. I'm semi-retired, so I don't have to work a lot. I'm a retired law enforcement, retired teacher, and so forth. So I have some income coming in, so I'm not hurting at all. Kind of set myself up that way. And hopefully people are smart enough out there to do the same, and we'll talk about that in the future as well. Okay, trying to set yourself up to get through life, especially in your later years. So anyway, I applied for this ad that I saw on Indeed. They were looking for a part-time photographer, real estate photographer here in Las Vegas. And so I applied for it. Got an email back, are you available for a phone interview? I said yes. We did that. 2 days later, we did a Zoom interview, did that. Told me later they're a little backed up on getting the materials from the Zoom interviews through the process. So I said fine, and followed up when they recommended I follow up. Didn't hear anything back for a day or two. Then I got something back, and somebody else was supposed to contact me and talk to me. Nobody did. So I went back to my original contact person, and let them know, and then I scrolled back through my emails, and sure enough, there was something there that came the same day that my contact person had sent me an email saying somebody should have contacted me. Yeah, they were supposed to contact me the day before, but didn't contact me till the same day she did. So anyway, I'm going to read you the email. I'm not going to tell you the name of the company. I should, but they'll probably sue me if I do. So I don't need to be sued because I'm not rich. This is what it says. Hi, David. I hope this email finds you well. I wanted to take a moment to express my sincere appreciation for your excellent interview for the part-time photographer position at your exceptional skills, experience, and enthusiasm left a lasting impression on our hiring team. After careful consideration and evaluation of all candidates, we regret to inform you that we have currently filled all available openings for the part-time photographer role. However, I am thrilled to inform you that your interview was truly exceptional, and we were thoroughly impressed with your qualifications. Given your outstanding performance, we want to assure you that we recognize the value you would bring to our team. As soon as we have the next opening for a part-time photographer position, we will immediately reach out to you to extend an offer. Your skills and qualities align closely with our requirements, and we are confident that there will be future opportunities for you at this company. We understand that this may be disappointing news, and we generally appreciate your time and effort invested in the interview process. We strongly encourage you to keep an eye on your careers page and continue to explore the opportunities at this company. We believe in your potential and would be thrilled to have you as part of our team when a position becomes available. Meanwhile, if you have any questions or would like to discuss any other potential roles that may be a good fit based on your qualifications, please let us know. We are here to support you and explore future opportunities together. Thank you once again for your impressive interview and your interest in joining. We look forward to We look forward to connecting with you soon and keeping you up to date on the future openings. Warm regards, and the person's name's there. So that was what was sent to me this morning. Doesn't sound bad, I guess, on its face, right? But when you start to look inside of the whole thing, the qualifications, I'm there, I meet their standards of this, that, and the other thing. They didn't look at any of my photography, by the way. Nothing. Not one piece of it that I know of. Maybe they looked at my website, videovegasproductions.com. I don't recall, and I think I might have hooked them into one of my YouTube pages where I have some videos and stuff, not photography, but videos. So they may have that, and they may have looked at that. But as to my best of knowledge, they didn't look at anything as far as my product-wise. So I don't know how they could arrive at that. They should have asked, send me some photos or something, samples of your work, this, that, or the other thing. So with all that said, my truly exceptional, and impressed with my qualifications, that I fill their needs and positions. They're going to contact me if an opening comes, which is not going to ever come. That's BS. Let's just be honest with that. So here we go. My age, I'm 61. I'm probably one of the older ones that applied for the position. 2, my whiteness. I'm white, right? And 3, I'm a male. 3 strikes, you're out. Now, nothing negative against this company, but everybody I dealt with there was a female, all in their maybe mid to late 20s through early 30s that I know. That's through the HR department, except for that one manager who I did the Zoom interview. She was back east, a female, white, but she was not HR as far as I know. She was like the director of their photography and videography side of the business or whatever it was. Anyway, with that said, affirmative action, right? Here we go. I have the qualities. Look at all my awards up on the walls here and everything. Over here, I have running out my Alaska adventure, my fishing lodge for 4 years up here. It's rated 4.5 TripAdvisor score. It's been around, but I ran that one of the lodges of Jimmy Jack's Lodge for 5 years, 4 years actually. Over on this side, I was a public traffic safety commissioner of the city of Temecula for nearly 5 years. Back walls, you can see my teaching on one side, and you can see my law enforcement on the other side. I have a commendation from County Board of Supervisors of San Diego County for outstanding service and so forth. I have another from the California State Senate sitting back there for my extra time work that I did for an organization as a teacher and so forth. So, you know what? I've given back. I've worked for the better good of the people of this country, of the communities I lived in. And this is a company that turns around and just kicks me in the nuts and says, you're not here because your skin is white, because you're too old, and you're a male. What do you do, right? So we need to stand up and say enough is enough. If you stay quiet in your seat, then you deserve what you get. This is my standing up and saying, hey, we need to take the social justice and flush it down the toilet. And what we need is equal justice for all, not social justice for all. All you got to do is start taking a second and looking around at everything you see everywhere. It's racified. Everything is racified based on color of skin and youth and sex. And it needs to stop. I really don't care what sex you are. I really don't care what color you are. We're the human race, not the African race or the European race or the Asian race or the Hispanic race. We're the human race. It's time to grow up, world, and start realizing what you are. And stop accepting what the few people that are controlling everything want you to believe and separate us and tear us apart. Anyway, enough sadness for the day, for the week, I guess, right? We'll see you next week on This Is The Truth Is Simple. Have a good week, everybody.